Everyone. I would like to educate some people that are basically don't know how this world works or the history or a lot of things they don't know about. Most of these people are millenniums. They're the young generation that's growing up right now. They're growing basically without history, knowing anything. They never studied very well. That's the problem that we have nowadays. So let me tell you something about a large community of the black community, especially in Africans living in West Africa, or some of them living in the United States, or some of them are living in some places that it's really very funny. So let me start first by showing you what's going on. This man is a Roman general. 2000 years ago, there was a Punic War between Africa and Italy, Rome, today's Rome. So there was a big war. And what happened was this general, his name is Scipio Africanus. He came from Italy and he conquered North Africa, especially Tunisia, Libya, Algeria. So he conquered these countries, and because of his victory, they gave the name to Africa. It's a province of Rome. They gave it as a Africanus. But the problem today is when you go on TikTok or YouTube or any Facebook or Twitter, you will find black people arguing that Somali community from East Africa don't call themselves African and they don't like being African. But the problem here is that the Somali community or the East African community is much smarter than the rest of the African communities that are running around like a wild dogs. So let me educate you again on this topic, because I see you have problem with us and you're creating basically hate for the Somali and Ethiopian and East African community for no reason, because you are uneducated and you don't know your history and you don't know any history, by the way. So you remember this guy? His name is Scipio Africanus. Is a Roman general who conquered North Africa 2000 years ago. But the name is still, Africa uses his name still till today. His name is Scipio Africanus. Remember this, please. Now, let's go back. Let me give you a history. Africa, what is the name? This is a historic facts, yeah? This is historic facts. Africa is the world's second largest continent, both by size number after Asia. It's a landmass, holds 45 countries and 9 territories. Over 1.11 billion people call Africa home and call themselves African. And being African has become a core part of the identity of millions of the continent inhabitants. But where does this word, to which so many have such an emotional connection, came from? Now listen to this, yeah? Now you're going to understand what's going on in the world. Now you read it for yourself, but my English is not that good, but you will understand what I'm talking about. And you can read yourself if you like. I will keep it for a long time. The exact origin of the word Africa are continuous, but there is much about its history that's unknown. That's known. We know that the word Africa was first used by the Romans, which is the general I was talking about, to describe the part of Carthaginians empire which lies in present day today Tunisia. When the Romans conquered Carthage in the 2nd century BCE, giving them jurisdiction over most of North Africa, they divided North Africa into multiple provinces. Among these were Africa Proconsularis, northern Tunisia, and Africa Nova, much of present-day Algeria, also called Numidia. All historians, listen to this, is very important. Listen to this, is very important. All historians agree that it was the Roman use of the term Africa for parts of Tunisia and North Algeria, which ultimately, almost 2,000 years later, gave the continent its name. There is, however, no consensus among the scholars as to why the Romans decided to call these provinces Africa. Over the years, a small number of theories have gained traction. One of the most popular suggestions for the origin of term Africa is that it's derived from the Roman name for tribe living in the northern reaches of Tunisia, believed to possibly be the Berber people. The Romans variously named these people Afri, Afar, and Ifir. Some believe that Africa is contraction of Africa Terra, meaning the land of Afri. There is, however, no evidence in the primary sources that the term Africa Terra was used to describe the region, nor is there a direct evidence that is from the name Afri that the Romans derived the term from. But we already know, you know what I'm saying? In the early 16th century, the famous medieval traveler and scholar Leo Africanus Al-Hassan ibn Muhammad al-Wazan, who had traveled across most of North Africa, giving detailed accounts of all the there suggested that the name Africa was derived from the Greek word Afriki, meaning without cold, which means warm land, or without horror, in similar lines of thoughts. The other historians have suggested that the Romans may have derived the name from the Latin word for sunny or hot, namely Aprica. Where exactly the Romans got the name Africa from is however still in dispute. So you already understand this, yeah? You already understand this. You already understand what's the meaning of this. But now let me show you something that people that are not educated are doing nowadays. You know, they don't have school, they don't have any, especially some of them are even East Africans, surprisingly, so stupid, brainless. Listen to this girl, for example. There is a girl here. She basically talking about that the Somali community is denying their Africanism. No, it's not here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me go back. Let me go back and put it together. Where was it? Where was it? Where was it? Yeah, here. Where was it? Where was it? I'm going to show it to you. It's very surprising how stupid some people are. Here, this girl is especially Somali girl, a single mother. Assalamu alaikum, walaalayaashay Soomaalida adduunka joogta dhan. Right on, look at the top. Somali guy tell us this: I'm not African, I'm not black, I'm just simply Somali, because the term black and African was imposed on us by the white man and we don't claim it. But here she grabbing her nose, she's saying you are not right, or you know, she's arguing with the Somali community about this thing. So you understand, probably she's not educated, looking for clouds. They're only looking for clouds. This kind of type of woman will create even more hate between black people, because divide and conquer, which is the rule that's all the white people use, especially the ones that hate us. So we got now stupid girls that don't have clue what's going on, and they're running around the population in TikTok. Everywhere you go, you will find someone like them, especially some Africans from West Africa also. They go nuts. But let me explain to you the reason why we don't want to call ourselves African. There is a reason for that, because our Somali community understands, especially the East African community, understand what has happened in the history and where these names come from. And even the white people agree on us with that. So the problem is the other African communities that are living with us. It's 55 countries in Africa, and they love to put Africa all together, and they love to put us in one place every time. It's something that Somali culture doesn't like, because you know why? Because we associate ourselves first by our nationality. If some white guy comes to you and asks you, what is your nationality? Are you going to say African? No, you cannot say African, because you have to say where you come from, right? Even a European guy, if you ask him, you go to Europe, for example, Luxembourg, Germany, Belgium, Holland, France, Spain, you ask them, what's your nationality? He's going to tell you that he's French, or he's German, or he's Spaniard. But the uneducated black sisters that we have, especially this one, I'm going to show you her page, everything, her Facebook, everything. You're going to understand what is happening. Even somebody write to her, even a white guy, he's right. I got mad at a Somali for saying this once, but I had to stop being whitewashed, brainwashed, for example. People agree with the guy. He's right. He's telling her facts. You see? But here she is looking for clout. She's looking for clout, basically. You know why? Because she's a single mother. This is her name. This is her name. Look at her. Look at her face, please. This is her TikTok channel. You go look at her and see what she's doing. It's a single mother. She's not educated. She didn't even finish her school. Do you understand, my brothers and sisters? Gabby Baddy. So this type of people are people living in the United States or somewhere else. They go to school and they get the Black History Month. You know, that's what they get. So they get the history of black community, which is enslaved in the United States. They are gathered and taken away from Africa and brought to America. So they don't know actually where they come from. So the white man calls them all together. Even though they come from different regions of Africa, he calls them all together. What? Black Afro-Americans. But here we got a stupid girl who is not educated, don't know shit about the world. She don't know history. She never gonna search for anything. Is a millennium. She lives in the age of, Google and age of TikTok and Facebook and all these garbage propaganda channels. You understand, my brothers and sisters? So I hope you will know who she is and will find something, you can tell her, maybe teach her, educate her. Here she have her daughter. She's a single mother. Her man left her. She's angry about something, maybe about the Somali guy that left her. She's so angry, so she's gonna try to bash the Somali community, create some hate, trying to say, do you know who the real Africans are? Who the real Africans are called? Do you know who the real Africans are? People from Tunisia and Algeria. These are the real Africans. Do you understand this? But the people in Africa are so stupid. They don't know how to change things. They accept anything that everybody calls them. Do you understand? And we as East African community, we don't want that. We will not accept that, and we will deny that even till the day we die. So I hope you people get educated a little bit. Educate yourself first before you start making videos. So this one is for you, Baddie Gabby. You want to be a bad bitch, but you're the worst thing I've ever seen. Look at you, please. Look at you. You're a child who doesn't know what's happening to the world. Just a child who doesn't know history. So I'm gonna skip this dumbass. It's just a dumb people, totally dumb people. This is what she calls herself, Somali. Here, this is the man you called after, Scipio Africanus. After he defeated the North African Carthaginians, and they took over that place, they start calling it by his name, Africa. Which is not all of Africa. It's just the North African people are called the real Africans. Basically are the real Africans. Even they are Berbers. They're not even Africans. Do you understand? But this is what's happening nowadays. Uneducated people are running around the world everywhere. So what we gonna do? We have to sometimes teach them. We have to bring sense into them. You understand? History, everybody agreed. You understand? Historian, listen again. All historians agree that it was a Roman use of term Africa for parts of Tunisia, northern Algeria, which ultimately almost 2,000 years later gave the continent its name. They still use this name after 2,000 years. To see how brainless we are? You see? We're the first settlers in Africa. What was called Africa before the Romans? What is Africa? What's the real African name before the Romans? Can you know what the African real name before them? Afritera. But there's another name that was much more original. Who was Africa named after? Look at this here. For the 1st century ACE, Jewish historian Flavius Josephus wrote the continent was named after Afar, the grandson of Abraham and company with Hercules, whose descendant invaded Libya. The Hebrew name for continent, Afriha, is said to be written as Afir in many Jewish records, which means it's not even African. It's not even African. Do you understand? Here, the first country, Tunisia, was called Ifriqiya. In the early century of the Islamic period, the name Tunis comes from the Roman word Africa, and the name also given by the Roman to their first African colony following the Punic War against Carthaginians. Do you understand, my brothers and sisters? This is the problem we have in every day. The problem of people uneducated are ruining the reputation of people and creating hate amongst each other. Look at this. This type of bitch. Look at this. She made even a video. Listen to this.
naagaha Soomaalida sidii adduunka dhan daba dhilif u yihiin
rakhiis u yihiin. Aniga kulligood ma ka hadlayo, laakiin gabdho badan oo Europe jooga ama America jooga, weliba kuwa Toronto iyo America jooga ama UK oo i door badan waa Soomaali nacayb waay ma aqaan waxay Soomaali runa ma maleynaa kuwan. maxaa keentay mataqaanaa caalamkan waxay rabtaa wixii dadka madowga ahaa fiiriya dadka madowga la gumaystay ee ku dhaqmayeen inay maskaxdooda soo gashtaan maskaxda laga geliyo mar hore fiiriya sida loo wasay maskaxda looga wasaan tusinaya fiirsadaya meesha maxaa ku qoran kor qofaa soo qara fiir wuxuu wiil Soomaaliya soo qara wuxuu dhahay I'm not African, I'm not black, I'm just simply Somali because the term black and African was imposed to us by the white man and we don't claim it. Firia, he is 100% right. You know why? Because look, do you know who called themselves black? Do you know who called themselves black? It's Afro-American community living in the United States. You know why? Because the Afro-American community that was living in the United States that is brought by slavery. They are brought from all African countries, from West Africa mostly. So what happened is, when they came to America, and they still living in America till today, they don't even know where their DNA is. They don't even know which country they come from. So what they're gonna say, what the white man is gonna do is, he's gonna put them together and say they are black. You know what I'm saying? So when we were living in Africa like 400, 500 years ago, no one was called black. This is a white man term. He calls this the people he want to subjugate, and you know that's what basically it's all about. Now we got Somali girls like this one. Look at her, please. Very good. You know her channel. I'm gonna show you her channel. You can look at her channel if you want. This is her name, Badi Gabi. She's like she thinks she's a bad bitch, something like that. She's looking for clout, trying to instigate fights between Africans that are not smart enough to understand what words and terms are used from the white man to the black people generally. Now listen to her. People are writing to her, they're telling her this is the people she expected she will get support from. You know, this is the people they're telling her, look. He's right though. I got mad at a Somali for saying this once, but I had to stop being, because they don't understand. Most Africans, they are so stupid, they don't understand. When they ask a Somali person, are you Somali? Are you black? He will say first his nationality, because that's the way things are in reality. But these people are stupid. Like, for example, if you go to Europe... Yes, I'm going to stop this. For example, in Belgium or anywhere, you tell him, what are you? And he says, I'm a Belgian. That's normal, isn't it? It's normal thing. But these uneducated Somali girls, like them here, they're so stupid.